Let's run through regassing this car using our aircon top-up Eskimo Juice and appropriate trigger hose. This vehicle is an R134 compatible car, being a 66 plate, and therefore I need the blue can and the yellow hose. Let's use the interactive instructions available on the Aircon Top-Up website, which is www.aircontop-up.com/help. On that page there you'll find additional instructions and this interactive guide, other videos and blog posts detailing various aircon top-ups. But this is really useful because it takes you through step by step regassing the system. I'm going to put my safety goggles on and let's run through the diagnosis here. So, start diagnosis. Turn on my engine and aircon. Is it cold? Well, I know it's not cold because I have done that already. That's why I'm showing you this. So, is the aircon cold? No, it is not. What type of hose do I have? Well, we can see here we have the trigger hose. Other options, you can go and buy a hose, or you can select the traditional style aircon top-up hose with the tap, which we don't have in this case. Trigger hose. So check our pressures. We have to have the engine off, so if you've previously started it to check whether it's cold or not, you need to turn it back off, and we need to make sure that our gauge is zeroed. I've previously used this, so you can see that it's not down on its stop. So there we go, look. Now we need to find the low port. So on this particular car, there are two ports. We've got one down here, which is a big port on a thin hose, and we've got one up here, if we just remove that cap, which is a small port on a fat hose. And if we attempt to connect this to the wrong one, you will see it will not fit. So you can't get this wrong. Let's clip that on, one-handed. You really will appreciate the aircon top-up connection port. Not only is it really high quality, it has a special design so that this collar is held back automatically. Might not look so important because this car is really easy to work on, but on many vehicles they're really difficult to access. You can't get two hands in, and so trying to pull that collar back whilst you're clipping it on, the cheap hoses, inferior hoses, they're not the same. So this is a really good hose. Okay, so what have I got here? I've got 52 psi on my gauge. You'll notice I've not connected any cans or touched anything. I'm just following the guide. So pressure reading with engine off, it is 52 psi, and I'm instructed to start the car, put the engine air conditioning on, maximum recirculation. I'm going to go and do that now. It is important to put the blower to full power just to get the fans to circulate things and make sure that reading is correct. So yep, I'm on full there, maximum aircon, and let's go and see what we've got. So you can see our needle has dropped, which tells me straight away the compressor on this car is working, but we're low on gas, which is why it's not cold. What have we got? 24 psi. So we'll just leave that running a second and we'll type in the pressure reading, 24 psi, and press continue. So that's absolutely true. The system is working, the compressor is running, and we can proceed to regas. So let's continue. So it's suggesting here to turn off the engine to prevent me from catching my fingers in such. I'm not actually going to do that because I'm well back from the engine. I'm just going to connect it up. So it's a resealable can on the Eskimo Juice, so I can at will put this onto the hose and take it off even if I don't use the full can, which is a really nice feature of Eskimo Juice. So that's on there. I have connected the can. Continue. Okay, so this is showing me and telling me about leaks. If I can see, hear or smell the gas at any point during this procedure, I am wasting my time. And that's simply because no type of leak stopper or chemical repair product or regas will fix if you've got a big hole in the pipes. I've now connected the can and I'm going to proceed to regas this car. There's a couple of points. Firstly, using Eskimo Juice, it is really important to invert the can whilst I pull the trigger in order to allow the refrigerant to flow down into the system. That's the first point. The second point is what will constitute this car being fully regassed. There is generally there's a sticker under the bonnet which will give you the fill capacity of the vehicle, in this case about 500 or so grams. And that's really helpful because it will say on the can how many grams is in that can, and you can work out whether you should have 1 and a bit cans or 3/4 of a can or 2 cans, or whatever. It gives you a good guideline. And secondly, you go by the resultant pressure on the gauge. Now the thing with the resultant pressure on the gauge is that it does depend on ambient temperature. So you can refer to the aircon top-up interactive guide, which will have a neat table that will show you the sort of pressure that you'll be actually aiming to achieve, dependent on ambience. Quite a cool day today, because we're doing this pre-season. So I'm going to be aiming for probably around 35 on here as a full regas. So on a hot day that will be higher, perhaps up 45, 50, even as high as 55 on a really steaming hot summer's day. So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull my trigger and I'm going to invert the can, give it a little shake, and one of the things you will notice is that the can's going to get colder, and that happens as the gas migrates from the can down into the car itself. So just give that a few minutes and let's invert and see where we are. So we can see we're well into the blue, climbing up towards 30 psi, excuse me, and let's try again. And I know this particular vehicle was quite close to empty, so this full can will give me around the 500 or so grams that I need to get it working. I can really feel the can getting cold now, and we can recheck the gauge. And so there we are now on 30 psi, perhaps a final use of the remaining refrigerant. Gosh, yes, that is cold. Okay, I'm on 30, and of course, because this is a resealable can, there's absolutely nothing to stop me from removing that and manually feeling, and I can tell I've pretty much used all of that. So that should really conclude where we are with this. This car should be cold. I'm going to just take a quick look now, make sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's worked perfectly well. I'm going to return back to my application here, and I'm going to say that I've added the refrigerant, and it asked me to remove the can. I've already done that to demonstrate to you. And we continue. So now, turn the aircon on, engine on full. Is it cold? Yes, it is. I mean, that really is as simple as that. There is quite a lot of help built into this interactive instruction. I'm glossing over it because I'm showing you as we go along. But for a beginner, a combination of watching me do it and hopefully reading this interactive instruction should really give you the tools that you need. And that's all there is to it. Effectively, I've connected the can and I've pulled the trigger. Don't be tempted to do that without reading, entering the pressures, following the guide. We've set this car up to be easy to regas. You need to make sure yours is the same, and the guide will help you to do that by walking you through the steps. Any questions, as usual, send a message on the marketplace, send us an email. Always try and help you out.